And what about Catholic bashing, hey? It never gets old, does it? The ABC has a long and proud tradition when it comes to Catholic bashing. The latest example was on Four Corners last night, as you know, where they probed conservative Catholic organisation Opus Dei and some Catholic schools that it's associated with. There are some claims worthy of investigation, and that'll happen. But who did the report for the ABC? Well, Louise Milligan, of course, the journalist who did more than anyone else in the media to push the unproven claims against the late Cardinal George Pell, leading to his wrongful imprisonment before the High Court finally quashed his conviction. In recent times, a Milligan tweet saw the ABC apologise and pay taxpayer-funded compensation to a former Liberal MP. And last night, Milligan was back on to the Catholics.
In this episode of Four Corners, inside the secret world of the schools and study centres connected to Opus Dei, the conservative Catholic organisation with links to the powerful. These schools are heavily subsidised by Australian taxpayers and attended by the children of high-profile politicians. But dozens of former students have told Four Corners they are permanently scarred by their education.
And while Milligan has previously run untested, uncorroborated, unproven claims about sexual abuse, last night her focus was on Puritanism.
Katrina Alvear is the teacher behind the camera filming this video of Year 8 girls to be presented to their Year 12 future selves.
Awesome. Year 12.
Year 12s.
2000 and...
2000.
Hey, future me, Year 12. Okay, remember that believe in yourself and believe in God, because, like, your virginity is a diamond and you have to save it and keep it clean until you get your husband.
Four Corners has spoken to several young women in the video who graduated in 2015. They are now disturbed by the messaging they were given.
Yeah, so just cover those knees.
Good stuff. Yeah.
I would say that you should respect yourself and then don't be sluts.
Bye, future me. Okay.
The way she encourages the girls to talk about themselves, you know, these young girls are saying to their future selves, please don't be a slut when I grow up. And Miss Alvear's behind the camera laughing. She's a teacher. She's in a position of power.
The horror, hey? The horror of people talking about those old-fashioned values of no sex before marriage. Still, as ever, there had to be a political angle, an anti-conservative political angle.
New South Wales Premier Dominic Perrottet has spent his entire life in this Sydney school community. It's nurtured his political ascendancy.
The Perrottets are a very large family. They've been at the schools for a very long time.
People connected to the schools and Opus Dei are revealing how they were expected to engage in practices they now believe are damaging.
All the sinister music, all the creepy reenactments, all the undertones directed at the New South Wales Liberal Premier on the eve of a state election. This is your money paying for this stuff. We will see where it all leads. But coincidentally or not, anti-Catholic sentiment hit the headlines this morning too, coming from the New South Wales Clubs organisation, which is embroiled in a stoush with the New South Wales government over plans for cashless poker machines. The Club's New South Wales boss, Josh Landis, was critical of Dominic Perrottet, saying that, I think it's fair to say that the Premier has very little understanding of this issue and has acted from the conservative Catholic gut rather than based on evidence. Did he mean Catholic guilt? Who knows? But the Premier, and plenty of Catholics no doubt, took offence.
Those comments aren't an attack on me. They're an attack on every single person of faith in our state. We live in a tolerant state, a tolerant country, and there is no place for comments like that in a modern Australia.
Fair enough, and well before the end of the day, Clubs New South Wales had given Landis the flick. They sacked him, a sign of just how damaging this is for their campaign against the pokies reforms, on which they've had far more support from Labor. But even the Labor leader, Chris Minns, who's also a Catholic, and represents plenty of Catholics too, well, he couldn't let this slide.
We just can't have a situation in New South Wales politics where sectarian and divisive nature or commentary, or even people's ultimate motives, are questioned on the basis of their religion when there's absolutely no evidence of it.
Yeah, well said, but all the same, with the election just 8 weeks away, Labor might be the loser in this exchange, because the Clubs New South Wales intervention suggests that they're struggling with the substance of the argument, and they've given Dominic Perrottet the high moral ground.